G'day folks. So I haven't done a sort of course video for a while. Those of you that know that I've moved to Darwin, and today, not so sunny, a little bit overcast, but actually quite comfortable. Just out playing 9 holes by myself and using a training aid that I got recently, thanks to the guys at Skills, just to see if I can get my grip a little bit better and just train it a little bit more. So far, I've gone pretty well. The drive off the first one came off the toe and went straight into the clubhouse. And when your clubhouse has got a metal siding, it makes a hell of a racket. Second one though, I actually got really good connection with. Drive so far is about, it's just up here, went fairly high and a bit of a skyer, but yeah, did all right. We've got that distance in and we've gone a distance of about 182 meters and I've got about 97 left, so let's see how the day goes. Alrighty, so we are through the first 2 holes. I've quickly bypassed a group of 3 in front of me. That let me through on the par 3, which is the second hole. So bogey on the first, double bogey on the second. Yeah, doing all right so far. I'm not going to rush through this. There's a group of 4 up in front of me, and I'll just take my time, toddle along, no stress, because I'm playing by myself. I'm only playing 1 ball. Today's just about using the grip trainer, getting the grip right. Alrighty, 4 holes in. I'm currently 8 over. Had a big quad on the last par 4. Driver didn't go so well, and the long irons and woods, that's even worse after that. However, this is not what it's about. Today is about me working on some grip changes and getting a bit more time spent hitting the H irons. And to Dave and the team at H, these are brilliant irons. I'm really pleased that I got them. Alrighty, so we're on a 145 metre, just double check, 150 metre par 3, just aiming to get to the front edge, which is about 145, which should be my 7 iron. Anyway, see how we go. Rightio, so we are on hole 6, which is the dreaded par 5 up the back of the course. Now, if you've been following my journey so far up here in Darwin, this hole has been an absolute nightmare for me. So I have hit my first drive into the water, decided seeing as how I'm playing a practice round, I'll have a crack and see what my second drive can do. And I've done a little tiny bit better. So I've landed it here, left side of the fairway, at 208 metres. Pretty happy with that. I think if I hit my drive there every time I play this hole, I'd be very, very happy. Anyway, let's see how we go. We've now got 288 metres left, and I'm going to try and play that sensibly, probably 2 7 irons to get myself on the green for 3. Let's see how we go. Right, so the dreaded par 5 turned out to be not so bad. I ended up with bogey on that hole. I pushed my, I should say my 6 iron from the fairway a little bit out to the right, and with the grip trainer I seem to be hitting things a little bit more right, so strangely enough I've got to aim left, which seems really counterintuitive to the way I play golf. However, I then hit 8 iron and just again pushed it to the right, lost the ball, took a gallery drop, chip on for 4, and then made bogey with a 2-putt. Now, I know there'll be people saying it wasn't actually bogey because you had an extra tee shot and a drop. Yeah, so what? I'm playing to practice. So I'm not counting this towards my handicap or saying that I'm a better golfer than I am. This is just about me getting some encouragement and getting better. And now I've got par 3. So with the wet season in Darwin, some holes are actually reduced down. I didn't mention that. The third is not a par 4, it's a par 3. And this is the 6th, and it would normally be a par 4 from way back there. However, because of the wet season, it's from, I think we can see it, just here, and it's a par 3, heading up that way. See how we go. All right, I'm making my way up. Took my 50-degree, it was about 98 metres to the middle, and you can see it just up there. It's on the back tier. It's going to make it a bit of a tough putt because the hole is just on the downslope of the green there. So anyway, we'll see how we go. Putting's been pretty good this weekend. Anyway, quick update because I'm catching up to the group in front of me, and they're a group of 4 and I don't really want to go past them. I parred that hole, so put it to the left edge of the green, had to sort of putt over a fairly steep slope, just put it slightly under the hole and passed it by about a foot, and tap in for a 3. Now obviously it comes up as a par 4 on the card in the dry season, but in the wet season, because of the mowing, like I said, 2 of the par 4s are actually par 3s. So got 2 holes left to go. Got the 8th, which is just the tee box is in behind there. The 17th is here. So it's a par 4 on the back 9. On the front 9, it's a par 3 over a dam. I'll show you that in a second. Like I said, I'm just waiting because the group of 4 in front of me, they're just moving away from the tee block now. So I'll let them move through, and then we'll go on and do the 8th and the 9th. And the 9th is just through there. Again, it's a par 4 on the front 9. On the back 9, down through those trees there, it's a par 3. So yeah, make good use of the course here. The 9-hole course that's, I think par is 64, 65. I'll put that down the bottom if I've got to correct myself on that. Yeah, it's not too bad so far. Yeah, I'm probably about 10 over. Well, that's okay, I'm happy with that. Alrighty, so I said I'd show you the 8th hole. I'm currently sitting at the tee block, just waiting for the group of 4 in front of me to get themselves sorted out. They're just parting by the looks of it now, or getting ready to. So that is the 8th hole through there. Carry of about 80 metres, 80 plus metres over water. It's a pretty good hole. Like I said, the 17th is the par 4, but the 8th, it's a par 3. So yeah, so I've got distance-wise about 108 to the middle. So I'm going to take a 50-degree, which I know will get me at least 100 metres. And that should give me an opportunity to get on the green, 2-putt from a par, and I'll stay at 10 over. See how we go. So while I'm waiting, I thought we'll have a little chat about what I'm using club and ball wise. So I've got the H irons, got they're the cavity back Maker's Mark series. Most of you will have seen those already. I have them, I think they're an inch shorter. I've also got them from 60-degree right the way through to 6-iron, and I've got a Cleveland Halo 5 hybrid, a Cleveland Halo 7 wood, a Wilson D7 5 wood, Ping G430 or 425 I think it is, G425 driver. You can see there I've got the Odyssey Stroke Lab putter. Balls wise, I'm using, focus in there, the Srixon Z-Star Diamonds. They were recommended to me by Al Staines when I went down to Golf Central, the driving range in Brisbane, before I came up to Darwin. So I'm using those, or sometimes the Wilson Staff Model X, just because they're a high spinning ball. Anyway, let's see, that's enough talking, more hitting. Alrighty, so I made bogey, and for Chris and Stu following along at home, it was a 3-putt bogey. So, you know, that's what happens when you think you can putt, but your putting goes on the second last hole. Anyway, we're on the last hole. It is a par 4 dogleg round to the left. So normally this would set up beautifully for my, you know, in inverted commas, draw. But with the grip trainer on, things seem to have straightened a little bit and gone a little bit right. So I'm just aiming down the left side of the fairway. Down you can see there's a mound in the distance. Shot the laser to that, it's about 204 meters. So I'm just going to aim down at that, and it'll either go slightly left of it and should bypass the trees, or it'll go straight at it, or it'll go to the right of it. That's what I like about my golf at the moment. Everything's a mystery. Anyway, we'll see how we go. We're at 11 over. All finished, 14 over. Actually, not too bad. I'll do a little video at the end of this reel just to summarise it all. I think I'll do it when I get home and I've had a shower and I've got a cold beverage. Anyway, here's to more practice. Oh, good afternoon everybody. I am back at home after my 9 holes out at the RAAF Golf Club. First of all, I'm just gonna shout out to Canadian Club for providing the refreshment this afternoon. Hashtag Canadian Club and lemon is the drink of choice this afternoon. Anyway, I had a very entertaining afternoon of golf. It was a last minute decision to go out and play 9 holes this afternoon. It was very, very humid. Don't know what the temperature is right now, but whatever it is, the feels like temperature is probably about another 2 or 3 degrees more. The humidity is quite high. So just going to finish this off and then I'm going to go and have a shower. Anyway, so shot 48 today. Pretty happy with that actually. Par is 34. So I was 14 over, and considering I'm still battling a bit of a nasty hook, and that didn't happen. So upsides for today, didn't hook the ball, broke 50. Pretty happy with that all up. I think the plan for me now is every time I play a practice game like that, or whenever I go to a range or anything like that, I'm going to use that grip trainer. Everybody will have seen it. You know, there's hundreds of them around. I think everybody with a 3D printer is putting one together and claiming that it's the same one that Scotty Scheffler used. There's no denying that Scotty Scheffler did really well from making sure his grip was correct using that. So, it can't hurt to try that. So, yeah, hit a couple of really good drives, and I'll put screenshots of that in the post that'll sort of go along with this reel. Other than that, the chipping has been really, really good. Inside of about 40 meters, I've been really, really good pitching and chipping. Putting has been really good. I'm pretty confident with my putting 90% of the time, and so that's been saving me on quite a few holes, apart from the 3-putt bogey that I had today on the 8th hole. But you can't have everything. Anyway, so that's a good opportunity for me to finish up here. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday or your Saturday night, depending on where you're watching this, and I will catch you again soon.